Last week we started, people, the sine rule and cosine rule, and we did, I think, 2-3 questions last week. Today, I'm supposed to continue the lesson from there, so that all theories to finish in the lesson. But I have to do more questions, including past paper sums. I take another 2-3 weeks to discuss them and then completely finish the lesson, and having another series of classes to discuss those questions. I take another 2-3 months, another 4-5 classes to discuss some deep questions. Right. Today, people, answer first question. We take the question this. In your tutorial, people take page number 4. Page number 4. In your tutorial, page number 4. And people, this month onwards, I am going to post you the tutorials, and I need your mail addresses. So then, after asking you to send the mail addresses, please send me. Then I will post your tutorial. So then you get the tutorials to post. Right. Okay. Now, take people. The question number is page number 4. Page number 4. Under question number 16. Under question number 16. Part 6. Part 6. Is it first question today we supposed to discuss, right? Okay, now first come to that. Right, we will now here. The question of 6 is this. We are given this here. It is b squared minus c squared divided by a squared sine 2a plus c squared minus a squared divided by b squared sine 2b plus a squared minus b squared divided by c squared, right? Sine 2c. We have to prove this is equal to 0, people. We have to prove this is equal to 0. Okay. Now, people, here in the left hand side of this expression, when you very carefully see, there are 3 terms in it, and in there the letters used are simple ABC and capital ABC. People, when we consider a triangle, in a triangle, people, when I consider the triangle ABC with the standard notation like this, there are basically 6 letters available: capital ABC and simple ABC. Those 6 letters are available here. People, now suppose in this left hand side expression, I am going to change the simple ABC like this. For this A I put B, for this B I put C, for this C I put A. And for this capital ABC, people, for this capital A I put B, for B I put C, for this C I put A. People, in this way, simple ABC and capital ABC, if we change in this left hand side in these 3 terms, people, you will see this left hand side, this expression will not change. Understand? For the simple A, we put simple B. For B, we put C. For C, we put A. And for capital A letters also, for capital A, we put B. For B, C. For C, A. Once you change the simple ABC and capital ABC letters, people, this left hand side expression will not change. Understand? We can prove that now here. People, now if any expression has this property, then that expression is called as the property cyclically symmetrical property. Cyclically symmetrical property. Cyclical symmetrical property. Okay, people. If you find this kind of cyclically symmetrical property, people, in order to show the given answer, in this case, that sum of the left hand side 3 terms should be 0. In order to show that left hand side sum is equal to 0, people, what we do is this: any term out of that 3 we take. Understand? For example, I take this term. Take that term aside, people, using sine rule and cosine rule, we keep simplifying that, and we take the simplest expression by considering any term you like, and with the help of sine rule and cosine rule, we simplified it. Now we keep that answer aside, people. Then we compare that term and its answer. And by understanding the rhythm in that, we write for this and this two similar expressions without simplifying as before. Then people, after that, the three terms we add, then we can show that it's zero. Sometimes you couldn't understand this thing, but you will understand when we do this one. Understand? So therefore, here you have to first understand the cyclical symmetrical property. Yeah, I can show it like this now, people. For this B, what we do, we put 0 minus. For this C, what we put, people? A. For this A, what we put, people? B. Right. And here, capital A, we put B sine 2B. Right. Come here. C. For C, people, we put A, no. For A, we put B. For B, we put C. Sine. Right. For this B, we put C, people, 2C. Right. And come here. For this A, we put B. B squared minus. For B, we put C. C squared. Divided by, for C, we put people A, then A squared, and here sine. For C, what we put, people? A, no? 2A. See what has happened? This term here we have B squared minus A squared divided by A squared into sine 2A available here. Yeah, this term here, C squared minus A squared by B squared, C squared minus A squared by B squared, sine 2. This is here. Because the third term is here. See here, when we change like these people, simple ABC and capital ABC, the left hand side expression won't change. Only thing is the placements of the terms, they take different places, even though this is the same people. So this is what we get. So therefore, this expression is cyclically symmetrical. So if you find such expression which is having the cyclically symmetrical property, people, we take one term and we keep simplifying. Understood, right? So then we'll write people as a note like this. Write down as a note. Right, write down like this. Let us change ABC, simple ABC, and capital ABC as follows. As follows. In the left hand side of given expression. Right. And people change like that and okay. And show the same thing coming. Thereafter we write this property is known as what? The cyclically symmetrical property. Understood? Right. Write down people there. Right, people, please put your name when you join the class. One student I noticed he has not put the name. Please put that name, your name, right? If the name is not there, people, if that's a problem, right? I should understand what is this, right? So 2-3 students, of course, didn't put the names. Please put your name. Right. Okay, then you can write people like this. Write down like this. Now you put like this and you put the same thing now. Right. Now you can write down. Though we change simple ABC and capital ABC, simple ABC and capital ABC, as above. The left-hand side expression does not change. The left-hand side expression does not change. This property is called as the cyclically symmetric property. Cyclically symmetric property. The cyclically symmetric property. We will start from new line. In proving something regarding expressions of this property, take a term and simplify it. Now, by observing this result, obtained, write down similar results for the rest two terms. Now, we can prove the required result. Now we can prove the required result. Okay, here now we'll see how to prove this. I'm going to take this now, but we'll first consider b squared minus c squared divided by a squared into sine 2a. Okay, people? Right. Now what I do is this. Right. I keep this simple letters as same. And this sine 2a, people, you can write What is the formula for sin 2a? 2 sin a cos a. Formula number 15 we learned. 2 sin a cos a. Right. People, by sine rule, we substitute for sin a. By cosine rule, we substitute for cos a. Right. You know what is sine rule? I can write by sine rule. By sine rule, people, we know we can write sin a by a equals sin by b by b equals sin c by c. We take this as k, no? Then we can people equate this sin a by a to k. Thereby, people, you can take an answer for sin a. This implies sin a by a is equal to k. Then this is nothing but sin a equals equal to ka. Then for the sin a ka, we substitute here. People, you know cos a by using the cosine rule. Can you remember the way of writing cos a? Last week we learned. What is cos a, people? Cos a. We tell people cos a upright. People, when you consider ABC triangle, what are the three letters we use? Capital A, capital B, capital C. And three simple letters are simple ABC. Understand? Using them, you can write right hand side. How right? Yeah. On the right hand side, we get only the simple letters. Yeah. Then here we have capital A. No. What is the corresponding simple letter? Simple A. And then third letter, third term coming minus. Here for the capital A, the corresponding simple letter is simple A. Simple A square. What are the other two simple letters? B and C. Some of the squares of them come in here. Understand? Then denominator is people 2 times without the squares multiply this 2. That is how we remember the cosine rule. Okay. Put them where here and here. And furthermore, we'll keep simplifying this. Understood? Right? Yeah. Now we can write people b squared minus c squared divided by a squared. Sin 2a is therefore equal to what? Here b squared minus c squared divided by a squared into 2 times people what? Sin b. Sin a is ka cos a is b squared plus c squared minus a squared divided by 2b. That's okay. Yeah. Now you can simplify this a2 and sorry this a and this a, you can cancel that. Right now. Then this 2 and this 2 you can cancel down people. Then here we have a, b, c. And here we have k. Understood? So then we can write it as this way. K, this one, divided by ABC. Okay? Right. This K, A and BC, when you multiply ABC, we get here. And now we have here people B squared minus C squared times B squared plus C squared minus A squared. Understood? Right. This is now. We can furthermore simplify this, but we'll keep like this. Yeah. Right. Okay. Right. Now compare the left hand side and right hand side. Yeah. Here b squared minus c squared in the same way appears on the right hand side. Then what is second bracket? Can you form a method to obtain the second bracket? Yeah, this is how we think people to get the second bracket. Here b squared minus c squared now change the sign this to opposite plus. And what is the rest letter? Simple, you know, each perfect square is subtracted. That's how we think to get the second bracket from the first bracket. And k coming before and divide by ABC. Then people, for this term and this term also, in the same way you can write. Understand people? So then what's the method? This left hand side b square minus c square, the same way we get the right hand side in the first bracket. Then what is the second bracket? How to write the second bracket using the first bracket? Take the sign these two opposite. This is coming. Then what is the other remaining term? Simply, it's perfect square word software. And the whole thing now we multiply by what? K and divide by what? ABC. That's the method. Because then by using this property, then write down another two results, this for this and this, by understanding this way here. Write down. Similarly, even at the examination, people don't take this and this separately and don't work out until you get this kind of expression for these two. You won't get extra marks, people. So then it is sufficient to write similarly. Similarly. Now we can write for this. C square minus a square divided by b square sine 2b. Alright, people. Yeah. Here from ABC. Yeah. This term should come the same way. C square minus a square. Then what's the next one, people? Take the sign, this opposite. Make it like c square plus a square and subtract the other term. What is that? B square. This is. Next one is a square minus b square divided by c square times sine 2c. Sine 2c. What do you get there? K over ABC. This a square minus b square coming, and here a square plus b square minus c square. This is equal. Right. Now, people, in this question, these three terms only we need to add. Those three terms only, people, we have here, here, here. Then I am going to take this as number 1. Right, people? And this as number 2. And this as number 3. Okay. Now what we do? We add this 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3 we add. Right? Now we can write, people, adding 1, 2, and 3. 1 plus 2 plus 3. Right. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equal. When we add this way 3 terms, people, actually 3 expressions here we have now. Creating equal sign, therefore they are equations. In this case, this is an identity, like left hand side and right hand side become equal identity. Right. When you add these 3 identities, 1, 2, and 3, people, the left hand side you have to separately add this plus this. That sum come to the left hand side. That is the people we have here. This term here plus this term here plus this term here. Right. Not 0 now. Equal sign. Now on the right hand side, we must write by adding this and this. Understand? Okay. There, when you add the right hand sides of this 1, 2, and 3, people, you can very obviously see this K upon ABC available with every right hand side here. That you can take out. Take it out as a common factor with a bracket. Now you can write, people, this plus this plus this. Now people write down that. Write down that. Well, I'm going to write that here. I don't have enough space. Right, I can write it. No. Yeah, it is K upon ABC here. I took that out. Then we have here this B square minus C square. B square plus C square minus A square. Right. Plus, people. Next one is C square minus C square. This one, c squared plus a squared minus b squared. Okay, the other one is this plus a squared minus b squared times a squared plus b squared minus c squared. Okay. Now we'll try to simplify within this bracket. Okay. Okay, now people, in simplifying this, I can use it like this. Think very carefully to simplify like this. Because I take this bracket, second bracket, it's this term I take as single term. This one I am going to take as single term. Then first I multiply this and this. Secondly, I multiply this and this. Correct, no? Correct, no? Yeah. Then if I write like that, this is what I get people. B squared minus c squared times b squared plus c squared minus a squared here. This multiplied by this. This is correct, no? Yeah. Secondly, people, this term we consider as single term. This also a single term. Then this and this I multiply, and this I multiply. It is c squared minus a squared, c squared plus c squared minus equal to b squared times c squared minus a squared. This way. Now this term I consider a single term. This also not single term. This and this I multiply. This and this I multiply. What do we get? A squared minus b squared into a squared plus b squared minus equal c squared times a squared minus b squared. This is what we get. Right. This is what we get. A long expression, right? Yeah. Okay, people, can someone tell me the way of simplifying this product? It's like this. You know, when we have capital X squared minus capital Y squared, you can write the factors of that. What is this, people? Difference of two squares. What are the factors? X minus y, x plus y. Right. Then what is the converse? If we have x minus y, x plus y, how to write that in the left hand side? Understand, people? How to write the left hand side? Yeah. To get the left hand side, this is what you have to do. On the right hand side, take the bracket with the middle term, middle sign minus. It is x minus y. Then put over this x 2, over this y 2. Then we get this. Like that, people, if you take this 2, this is like that x minus y into x plus y. Understood? So then take this one and write here what? Power 2. Because here we have x, its second power. I like that here. B squared minus c squared. B squared means, people, this one. B squared is this. 2 and 2 when you multiply, we get b4. C squared c4. Then for the product, this 2 people, we get b4 minus c4. Is it clear? Yeah. Then write down like this. Simplify like this. And meantime, remove the bracket by multiplying this a squared, this 2. For this one and this one, for all these three terms, do like that. And one by one, within the double bracket, when you see, people, all the terms will cancel off and giving finally 0. Right. Simplify after there, people. Simplify after that. I'll give 2-3 minutes. Correct people? A divided by ABC. This to practice people B4 minus C4 right now, and this can is minus A squared B squared. This can is plus A squared C squared, and this product people C4 minus A4, right? And here what do you get? Minus B squared C squared minus plus B squared A squared means A squared B squared, and there A4 minus B4, and over there people minus A squared C squared plus B squared C squared. Okay. Yeah. Now see here. Here we have plus B4. Here we have minus B4. Minus C4, here plus C4. Minus A4 and this plus A4 we can cancel down. Minus A squared B squared plus A squared B squared can cancel down. Plus A squared C squared we can cancel down with these people. Minus B squared C squared can cancel with this. Now nothing available is in bracket. That is 0 people. This small thing is now 0. Whole thing is now 0. People, now this K upon ABC might have a particular value. Whatever its value, people, you have to mark that with 0. So people, you know, any value when you multiply by 0, product is 0. So therefore, K upon ABC into 0 means people, the right hand side is 0. So therefore, we get 0 to the right hand side. Then what is the left hand side? Left hand side is this. Its answer is now equal to 0. Then we have to do this. Okay, right, that's how we take the answer. That's how we take the answer. Okay. And as an expression, people will take question number 8 in page number 4. Question number 8 in page number 4. Question number 8 in page number 4. Right. You know, remember, for a particular expression to be having that in the sense, people, in order to consider, right, cyclical symmetrical expressions, definitely that expression should contain 3 terms. 3, not less than, not more than 3. Right? So if any expression containing 2 terms, people, no point of taking what? Cyclic symmetrical property. Okay. Yeah, number 8, when I consider, people, we are doing this way. A times cos C minus cos B. Ask you to prove, people, equal to 2 times B minus C cos square D by 2. Cos square D by 2. Okay, this is what we need to prove. But here, people, don't go to check the cyclic symmetrical property, because left hand side we have 2 terms. Any expression having 2 terms, of course, never be what? Cyclic symmetrical property. Right, okay. So then we go for what? This way. We start from left hand side. We start from left hand side. We start from the left hand side. Yeah. Left hand side is this, people. A times cos C minus cos B. Right. People, I'll give you the method of getting this answer. I take this A and we open a bracket, right, for cos C and this cos B. by cosine rule. Understood? Right. First try that. Right, for cos A and cos B by using cosine rule. By using cosine rule. Right, people, by using cosine rule. What is cos C? Since here we have C, the numerator we subtract its simple letter, simple C square. What are the other two letters, people? Simple A and simple B. They are sum of the squares. And then divide this by what? 2 times AB minus cos B minus simple B squared. Other two terms, A squared and C squared. Divide by 2 is. Here we have to put a bracket. Why should we put the bracket here, people? Because before that we have minus sign. If you don't put the bracket there, sometimes when you simplify, you will only multiply this A squared by this minus sign, but not the other two. Then you can't get the answer. Yeah. Then people, here you can see something like this. This A and this A common, you can take out. That A and this A you can cancel down. People, no need to take that A out to cancel down, right? Having this traces the same A will cancel down. This first we take this A and this A out, that A we cancel down with this. And if another 2 we have, that's also common. We can take that 2 also out, that will be half, okay? Because that is at the moment at the denominator, half. Open the bracket. Now what we have is this, B squared plus B squared minus B squared divided by B here. And people here, A squared plus C squared minus B squared divided by C. This C we have. Okay. Now what we do is, people, we take common denominator. Here we have difference of 2 fractions, no? Then multiply this B and this C and take this as the common denominator. That occasion, whenever we take the product of the present denominators as our common denominator or our least common multiple, people, you know how to simplify it. By this C we have to multiply this small thing, by this B we have to multiply this small thing. Right, now keep simplifying, people. Try to get the answer. I'll give you 2-3 minutes. Hurry up, people. Everybody can do. Right, don't be lazy, people. Don't be lazy. Though your answer is going wrong, people, never mind. Try it. Right. So therefore, you can get rid of but you are almost all people are very afraid of working out questions. Right? People, in order to get rid of this situation, though your answers are wrong, people, you have to do. Let's start. Do yourself, people. Try to simplify. Sometimes your simplification method is too long. Never mind, people. Then we'll learn the correct one and the easy one. Then at least you understand that way too long. Okay? You must do, right? Simplify this, people. Right, people? Take the common denominator as BC. Then by C, we have to multiply this B squared, and C squared. Then what do you get? A squared C plus B squared C minus C cubed. Okay. By this B, we have to multiply these 3 terms. Meantime, we have to multiply by this minus sign. Then what do you get? Minus A squared into B. Minus C squared into B. Minus BC squared. People here, minus plus B squared. And by this B also we have to multiply. But there, plus B cubed. Okay. Right. Now this is what I do next. People, here we have B cube, this term. And here we have minus C cube. I take them together. Next one. Take this term and this term. From that two terms, people, you can take a square common one. We can take a squared out as common factor. I take with minus sign a squared out as common factor. When I take minus a squared out, if minus a squared out, we get b here. Here, people, we have a square. When we take with minus sign a squared out, people, this c will be minus c. Understand? Remember, when you take minus value out as common factor from any expression, people, when you write it in bracket, you have to take opposite signs, right? So then here this will be minus c. Okay, now I take these two terms, people. Okay. Once you take these two terms, you can see for this term and this term, what are the common factors? B and C both. That means BC product is common. We take with plus sign BC out. Also take like that. What we get here, B and C when you take out, another B is there. Right? B and C when you take out, another C is there. Right. By this way. Start. Right, people know what is this difference of two cubes? Can you tell me the factors of b cube minus c cube? Yeah, there are two factors, two brackets like this. What is first bracket? Ignore these powers, then we get b minus c. Then second bracket, second factor. How to write that, people? Very easy. Square this, and take the opposite sign of this plus and multiply this two. Not two, huh? Take the opposite sign, multiply this two, only BC. Understood? Right. So they are the factors of difference of two cubes. Right. I write that clearly. Okay. It is half. B minus C. B squared plus C squared plus BC. And here minus A squared B minus C. And BC times B minus C. This is BC. Okay, people. Right now, you can see here B minus C, here B minus C, here B minus C. Common, take that B minus C out. Take that B minus C out. Right, people? Then here we have what? We can take B minus C out. And 2, and this BC, when you multiply, we get 2BC. Now we can simplify this. B squared plus C squared plus BC and minus A squared, and also take B minus C out. This is equal to BC divided by not 2 BC equals BC. Right. Right now you can see, people, I bring this 2BC inside the bracket. Here is BC and this BC I add. So we get B minus C divided by 2. B minus C divided by 2 BC. I take all these 2 BC inside the bracket like this. Huh? Yeah. I took these 2 BC inside the bracket. Now here we have B squared plus C squared minus A squared. Right. And people here BC plus BC is 2BC. Okay. Now what I do is, people, this thing, these three terms, I separate divide by these two BC, and this term I separate divide by these two BC. That's okay now, people. You know, when we have 2 plus 4 divided by 2 mean what here, people? Divide this 2 by 2 plus this 4 by 2. This one you can write as 2 divided by 2 plus 4 divided by 2. Are you seeing that fact, people? I can write this one like this. This now b minus c times on the record b square plus c square minus c square divided by 2bc, and people this one 2bc divided by 2bc. Right? People, you might say long simplification like handles on the board. People, this is table maths. Right? By bypassing without doing this kind of questions, people, if you try to get A pass, people, that's a daydream. So therefore, don't take it seriously. These are very simple things. At the moment, you might think, very difficult, very long, very huge. People, they are nothing really. As A-level math students, people, this kind of simplification is very simple. At the moment, you wait, if you get a particular thing that a horrible situation, this much long, this we are the paid people, like that, people, they are very simple things. At the moment, you get such feeling because of you don't have enough experience. But in the future, people, when you do another 2-3 lessons, you will find this kind of simplification is a very simple thing, right? Very usual thing. So therefore, don't get this one as serious. People, what you need to do is practice again and again. In the future, people, bigger than this long simplification you will find in questions. That depends on your class master, right? I can actually ignore people this kind of simplification to give you the comfortable nature. Why? Doing simple some people, but people in the future, when you try to get the past paper answers, if you don't have this kind of simplification experience, people, you can't simplify those things. Then you will give up them. Why? You don't have any idea to simplify them. People, this is our journey is not to get S pass or C pass. Our journey is to get what maximum A, super A. That's our target. Not you to keep throughout the 2 years in my class and getting CSN for my survival. Anybody can go to any other class, right? People, but you must learn the correct thing, correct time, right? So that will be, people, a nice future. For that, you will get a good gift by the nature. So therefore, people, soon after today class, again do this question, people. They are not difficult, right? Now you have to gradually give to your brain this kind of situations only in A-levels we need. Then try to form your brain. Okay. Then of course it will require always this kind of situation. That is your, people, final goal, achievement of the goal. Right. So now this two you can cancel down, people. 2bc and 2bc when you cancel down, make it 1 there, right? You get 1 there. Okay. All right, now people, then shall I write everything here now? Okay, now I write this b minus c value. Okay. Can someone tell me what is this really? B square plus c square minus a square divided by 2bc. Yeah, it is cos A. Very good. It is cos A. It is cos A. It is cos A. Cos A and 1. Cos A plus 1. Now we have reached to the answer. Now a little more, people. We have the answer in terms of capital A by 2 angle. We know, people, for cos A using the half angle formula, right? There are 3 half angle formula for cos A, right? I think you can remember them. I told you all this formula we need, right? You know how to derive them, right? We have used them many times. People, now you should be able to remember them. Otherwise, people, you can't do A-level maths. Understand? The proper guidance I have given you. If you don't follow that one, people, your future will be very bad. Okay, so I have been conducting this lesson, I think more than 2 months now, people, or 3 months nearly now. Why, people? This is very important lesson. This is the backbone of the combined maths. So not like the other classes. Sometimes during these 3 months, other classes sometimes 2-3 lessons have have covered. People, I'm not going to do like that. I completely discuss everything so that by that you will get particular idea so that you can work out questions without any trouble. Okay. And the other lessons also like that, people. I don't have that hurry nature to cover up the syllabus. Before the examination, I anyway cover up the syllabus. The people, other guys, they do more lessons in shorter time, and at the moment, people, finally they will cover the syllabus after our covering. That means after our class only, they will finally cover the syllabus. So therefore, at the beginning, we are doing this lesson, and so on, people. They are doing really on the surface of the lesson, doing here and there, 2-3 questions, and people, they cover up the lessons. You can't really, people, work out questions like that in the error papers, right? We'll see soon after in this lesson, people. I am sure you can work out some past questions very soon, right? Yeah. So then, people, this is on this part. It is the 2 cos square a by 2 minus 1. You agree with me? Cos a we can write. Okay. 2 cos square a by 2 minus 1 and a plus 1. Right? And it is b minus c. And we will definitely keep remember this formula, right? Very easy task, people. Very easy task. Per day, 2 formulae. Then people, only 15 days, no. For 28 formulae, we have no people. 14 days, fortnight. For 20, only 2 per day, 2 formulae when you remember per day, people. Within 14 days, you can remember all this formula. Very easy task, but our guys are very lazy. Our guys are very lazy. How many of you today, we just before the class took the book last week? How many of you? No answer side, no day. But people, many students like that. Last week, soon after class, put the book aside, and today morning only, just before 5 minutes for the class, some students they took the book. Like that. Do you believe that you can do errors? No, people, no. You have to get rid of that rhythm now, right? So now your next game is really error. How many months you have for your error? Now this is almost August, right? Not August, October. Your examination will be August, right? September, October. So then exactly 22 months, not 24. Who says 24? 2023, August, 22 months, people. Right? 22 months. Right? Now usually now suppose like this, per day 24 hours, no? 1/3 of this 24 hours, suppose you are on the way. 1/3 we have to reserve for that. 8 hours, Now another 2-3 hours for your other personal works. Then suppose 3 hours double. And 13 hours remaining. In this 13 hours, people, only you have to go to school. You have to do other things and everything. So then suppose now 11 hours now we say. Suppose altogether another 4 hours you need, then 15 hours per day. Then to study, people, another very small number of hours you have, 9 hours nearly. Divide that 9 hours into 3 because you have 3 subjects. No? Then 3 hours per day you have to learn for subject. Then people, right? Per day 3 hours. Then per month, how many? 90 hours per subject. 9 multiplied by 22. Now calculate the number of hours you have for subject. And meantime, remember, in maths there are nearly 30 lessons. In chemistry, in other physics, people. So equally you have to pay your attention, no? So therefore, people, you don't have more spare time to waste. Right? Usually, use your time at the moment. Then only, people, you can of course do in the future. Keep in the examination, people. You will have done lots of work. Then very few work you have to do before the examination. But our students, they now take the what? Right? They now take what the carnival what period, and keeping more undone work, but just before the examination, and people they don't have enough time to do everything well. Then what we do? They go to the examination without studying properly. Then definitely we know before going to the examination their results. Don't be like that, people. You have enough time. Now practice. Now do pay more attention on your works. Because A-level means, people, not like O-level. A-level is, people, really most competitive examination in the world. Right? In the world. After entering the university, Getting people degree or basic degree or MSc or PhD people, nothing really. This is the game. So therefore, be careful and pay more attention on errors. From the very beginning, when you feel like these people, I am sure that according to my experience, is my 23rd batch, right? Or 24th batch, right, people? So then I think, according to my experience, when you work from the very beginning, I am sure that nobody can prevent you a pass for maths. Understand? Okay. So when you work with me, the rest 22 months, people, I am okay. I can assure you a pass. We have to very carefully look after you other two subjects. Okay, that kind of confidence people I have. At the moment, you don't have that now. But people, I have that confidence than you because I know how to guide you towards what they pass. That is my experience. Okay, right, people, now you can cancel down this one and this one. Then take this two here. Then you 2 times b minus c cos squared a by. Understood. So this is how we take that answer. Right? Yeah. Okay, people, now we'll take as the next one, number 9. Number 9. Take number 9 in the tube. Number 9. Asking to like this. A cos C plus B cos B plus C cos C. We have to, this is equal to A sin B sin C. 2A sin B sin C. Right. We will try this question. I'll give 2-3 minutes and then we'll work out together the question. Right. People, now I'm going to start from left hand side. Left hand side, what we have is this now A cos C, right? Plus B cos B plus C cos C, right? We write sine rule. By sine rule, I write at a side like this. By sine rule, people, sine rule has 2 forms now. According to the requirement, you must write the required what form. So in this case, I am going to write this here. Sine A divided by simple A equals sine B divided by simple B equals sine C divided by simple C. This is really key. We take this as key. Right, A cos A we have, no? A cos A we have. Alright, no people, we need the other way around. We'll take the other way. Because we have simple A, simple B, simple C. We have substitute for them. We have to take it the other way around. This A upon sine A equals B upon sine B equals C upon sine C. This we will take. Right. Now, once you equate this and this K, what do you get? A upon sine A is equal to K equal. Use cross multiplication, what do you get? A equals K sine B. Like that, when you get this and this K, B over sine B equals K. This is B equals K sine B. Right, next one. C over sine C. Okay, then this gives us C equals K sine C. Yeah. Now we will what to do is this. For this simple A, simple B, simple C, we substitute by the subject answers for A, B, and C, and we keep simplifying this. Then here, for this A, K sine A, K sine A positive. Plus simple B, K sine B cos B. and simple C is K sin C times cos C. Okay, now up to here, I think you could understand. People, don't worry about the method to start this question. At the moment, that might be a very terrible issue in your mind. How to give the start, how to think to give this start like this, that depends on the experience. Right. Now, people, what I do is next. I multiply this every term by 2. Mean time divided by 2. Understand? Okay. You know, if any value multiplied by another value and divided by the same value, it doesn't change. Correct? Say 10, we multiply by 2 and divide by 2. Still the 10. Using that, people, what I do is this. I multiply this term by 2. Then what do you get? 2k sin a cos a. Then I write sin a cos a multiplied by 2, and this k I write like this, and meantime I divide by 2. Then this 2 and this 2 we can cancel down now. Then k sin a cos a, still we are having this. Right. And here also, people, k divided by 2, 2 sin b cos b. And here also, people, k divided by 2, 2 sin c cos c. 2 sin c cos c. Then you can very well understand, people. Here we have k by 2, here we have k by 2, here we have k by 2. K by 2 is common. Take this k by 2 out. Then here 2 sin a cos a is what, people? Sin 2a. Sin 2a. And here 2 sin b cos b is sin 2b. And there 2 sin c cos c is sin 2c. Sin 2c is like this. Now, people, what we do is we apply CD formula here. We take this as C, we take this as B. Meantime, remember, people, we are really working this question subject to a triangle ABC with the standard notation. So all these things is regarding or related to a triangle. In that triangle, the vertices are ABC, this angle A, this angle B, this angle C. Then you know, people, this A plus B plus C is 180. 180. Okay, right. Now apply CD formula for this and this. People, now apply CD formula wherever. Soon after applying CD formula, you have sum of any two angles out of this three, A, B, and C. To that, some people subtract that sum from here and substitute. Understand? Okay. And keep simplifying this. I think you can read the answer. Sin C plus sin B. What is that? 2 sin at these two angles and divide by 2. You know the sin C plus sin B formula. 2 sin C plus B by 2 into cos C minus B by 2. Then add these two, 2A and 2B. We add 2A and 2B and divide by 2. Take these two out, cancel out with these two. Then we take A plus B. What's next, people? Cos C minus B divided by 2. 2A minus 2B divided by 2 means 2 we can cancel out A minus B. Right, people. People, can you tell me an expression for the sin 2C? It's like sin 2A, no? But sin 2A formula? 2 sin A cos A, no? They like that. What is sin 2C? 2 sin C cos C. Right. Don't worry about this method. How we should get this method at once to our mind. Don't think that they're right now, people. Okay? That depends on the time and your experience. Right. Now you know, as I told you, A plus B we have. Subject A plus B by this. Take this to right hand side. Then A plus B is equal to people 180 minus C. 180 minus C. Then we get Right. Now you can see people, this 2 you can take out, common now. Once you take that 2 out, this 2 and this 2 you can cancel down. Then this 2 and this 2 will remove from the system now. Right. So then that cancellation can be done like this people. It's now K sin A plus B. What is that? Take C right cancel 1 minus C. Then sin 1 minus C into cos A minus B plus sin C cos C. This will be it. Because sin 1 minus C is what people? Sin 1 minus theta is sin theta. No? We learned that no? Sin 1 minus theta is sin theta. It's like that. Sin 1 minus C is sin C. Then we get T times sin C cos A minus B sin C cos C. Right. Then you can take this sin C out. Take this sin C out. Sin C is common. I got that here, people, no? Also take this sin C out. You have what, people? K sin C before. Okay, now here we get cos A minus B plus cos C. Right. Now take this as your C angle, this as your D angle. You will again apply, what is this now? Cos C plus cos D. Apply cos C plus cos D. Right? Apply again cos C plus cos D, people. Yeah, before going there, I think your answer is really in terms of B and C, no? Right. Okay, then I'm going to do another little rearrangement here. There you have cos A minus B plus cos C, no? That C angle we can people replace by subjecting C here. Taking this A plus B to right hand side, C is equal to 180 minus B, no? So then for this C we put 180 minus B, right? And thereafter apply CD formula. I think that is much better to get the answer very easily, minimizing the number of steps. Though you keep like this and applying CD formula and finally substituting for C, people, that's also correct. But here itself will do that substitution for C, subjecting C from here, taking this A plus B to right hand side. Understand? Okay? Yeah. We'll come there, people. It's now K sin C cos A minus B plus cos C. Subject C here, take this A plus B right hand side. 180 minus. Take this both A plus B right. 180 minus A plus B. Okay. But people now tell me, if you assume this A plus B as angle theta, then what do you have here? Cos 180 minus theta. Cos 180 minus theta. People, what is cos 180 minus theta? Cos 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. Remember, second quadrant cos is negative. Then this is cos 180 minus A plus B is therefore minus cos A plus B. Our theta is this A plus B. Cos 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. Theta is A plus B minus cos A plus B. Minus cos A plus B. Right? K sin C cos A minus B minus cos A plus B. Now people take this as your angle C, this as angle D. Understand? Now apply cos C minus cos D formula here. Apply cos C minus cos D formula here. right? And again, when you apply that cos A minus cos B, wherever you find sum of two angles of this ABC, subject that sum of two angles by that 10, replace that here. And keep doing this. I think you get this answer. Hurry up, people. Now you can take this answer. Hurry up. People, what is cos C minus cos B formula? Cos C minus cos B is what? 2 sine C plus D by 2 sine D minus D by 2. Sine D minus D by 2, right? Here sine C, right here. 2 sine. First, people, this C and D we have to add. A minus B and A plus B we have to add. Then what happens? A minus B plus A plus B. C plus D. Right? Should be divided by 2, no, people. This and this we can cancel out. A and A, 2A by 2. It's A. 2 sine. Into sine, what people? D minus C by 2. This angle minus this angle divided by 2. What's that then? A plus B minus A minus B by 2. This and this we can cancel down. Minus minus plus 2B by 2. We get B here. Okay. Right. Now, people, in the answer we have sine B, sine C being this 2. They will keep that there. Right. 2 times sine B, 2 times sine B, and this sine C. Right. So now we have to write K and the sine A product. This thing. K sine A. The same terms I got here. People, but what is this K sine A? Yeah, you can see here. K sine A. Here you have. What is that? A. K sine A is A. So then substitute for this K sine A. Simple way. Then what do you get? 2A sine B sine C as the answer. To A sine B sine C. That answer coming. Long process, people. Long process. Right. So then in working out this kind of question, people know definite method. Right. We know how to use the tools. That's all we know. Then people. It's a very interesting thing. At once we won't get this answer. We try. We won't get the answer. We use another method. We try. We won't get the answer. Third time, people, we come closer the answer. Fourth occasion only we get the answer, people. That occasion where we like, why people? We found the method. That's how people we correct the methods. So therefore, at least the same question, right? People, now you got this answer now, but you are not the one who took this answer alone. With my help only, you took the answer. I raise this board and again I give you this question to work out to get this answer. Right, people? I am sure that most of you can't take this answer at once. You need the help of your book. That's people the maths. Why reason? Reason is people, you are not familiar with this kind of things. So that is the nature. So therefore, people, practice these questions again and again. All right? Who has the confidence that if I give you this question again, without looking at your answer of this question, how many of you can take this answer? Yeah, some occasions, most of you, but people, you are not confident whether you can do that. So people, we have to overcome that situation, that barrier. Therefore, do this question, all these questions, and some extra questions in the 2 task homework. Right? Without giving this message to what? Right. Okay, people, if possible, good, really. That nature only we need. to get A class. Right. Now we come to the next question. This. Take question number 17 as your next question. Take question number 17 as your next question. All right. Question number 17, page number 5. Right. Question number 17, people. Page number 5. In a triangle ABC, you are given number 17. In triangle ABC, cos A is equal to sin B divided by 2 sin C. Show that the triangle is isosceles. Show that triangle is isosceles. People, you know what is meant by isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle means, people, in that triangle, 2 sides are equal. 2 sides are equal. If this is the triangle ABC, suppose this AB sides and AC side, AB side and AC side are equal. This triangle is called as isosceles triangle. People, you know, the angles which are opposite to equal sides are also equal. So therefore, this angle and this angle equal. That means angle B is equal to angle C, and AB side and AC side become equal for an isosceles triangle. So they how to prove this, people? Yeah, how to prove this? Yeah, I'll give you the method. By sine rule, people, write in sine rule, subject sine B and sine C in terms of K. Write sine rule and subject sine by sine rule and answer for sine B and sine C. And substitute for cos A by cosine rule. By cosine rule, substitute for cos A. Keep simplifying them, people. You get this answer. Alright. We'll see here. We can write this here, people. By sine rule, we can write sine A by A equals sine B by B equals sine C by C. This is equal to K, no? That's how we take, no? Yeah. Then once we equate this fraction to this K, we get sine A by A is equal to K. And other one, sine B by B also K. Sine C by C also K. Then people, we need, using first multiplication like this, we get what? Sine B is KB. And sine C is KC. Okay, right. And now we substitute for this cos A by cosine rule. For this sine B and sine C by this and this. Right now. Okay. People, in this case, we are not asked to show the left hand side and right hand side are equal. You have to understand. We are asked to prove what, people? If these two are equal, then the corresponding triangle is isosceles triangle. That's what we have to prove. Not to prove the left hand side and right hand side are equal. Understood? Right. So now in this case, to do this, what I do is, for this cos A, I substitute. Right? So cos A, I substitute. Right? I write that again. Cos A equals sine B divided by 2 sine C. Right. Substitute for cos A and sine B and sine C by these two. And keep simplifying this, people. Keep simplifying this. Cos A is what, people? Since here we have a, subtract a squared. What are the other two terms? B and C. B squared plus C squared divided by 2BC equals sin B KB divided by 2 times sin C KC. Right. K and K you can cancel now. Right. And this C and this C also you can cancel now. And this 2 and this 2 also we can cancel now. Now people, this P we have. By this P you can use the cross multiplication. This what do you get there? B squared plus C squared minus A squared equals B and B when you multiply we get B squared. We get B squared. Then what happens? When I take this B squared to right hand side, that will be minus B squared. Then this B squared then that minus B squared will cancel off. That means finally in the left and right, no term B squared. And then people, no need to take this to right hand side to show the way of cancellation. We'll straight away cancel down this two. This is what will happen. Finally, after taking like that, B squared to right hand side and B squared minus B squared will cancel off. Then to show that, no need to use another one step. We'll cancel down both sides. Yeah. Then what do we have here? Now we have what? C squared minus A squared equals 0. What is this here, people? C squared brings right hand side, A squared. Take positive square root on both sides. Then we get what? C equals A. C equals A. People, what is meant by C equals A? Yeah. Under the usual notation of a triangle ABC, this angle is A, this angle is B, this angle is C. This length is simple A, B simple C. Then what we get here? C equals A means what? This length and this length being equal. These two sides are equal, people. These two sides are equal means what? The triangle is an isosceles triangle. Therefore, the triangle is an isosceles triangle. That's how we do. Isosceles triangle. Understand? Yeah. Okay. Have you take number 18 as next? Number 18. Take number 18 as next. Number 18 people. Ask me this. In a triangle ABC, if A cos A equals B cos B, A cos A equals B cos B. Okay. So that the triangle is either isosceles or right angle, either isosceles or right angle. Right, people, this. Yeah, okay, for now. We'll see. What I do is here by sine rule. By sine rule, I can write how A upon sine B is equal to B upon sine B is equal to C upon sine C. I am going to take this as K equal. But I need subject for this A and B by the sine rule. Okay. Yeah. So then I can write that directly. If I directly equate this A upon sine A with this K using people's cross multiplication, sine A with this K, we get A equals K sine A. Correct? No? A upon sine A equals K. Bring this sine A cross multiplication here. Then simple A equals K sine A. Simple A equals K sine B. And I get simple B, B of sine B equals K. Using the cross multiplication, we get what? B equals K sine B. Okay, right. Now I take this. Now A cos A equals B cos B. No, people. I substitute for this A, K sin B. K sin A cos A is equal to K sin B cos B. K and K you can cancel out. Right now, now we multiply both sides by 2. We know when we multiply the both sides of an equation by the same value, the equation won't change. The equation won't change. Right. So they will leave it there. 2 sin A into cos A equals 2 sin B into cos B. So what is 2 sin B cos A? 2 sin B cos A is sin 2A, no? This is sin 2A. Is equal to 2 sin B cos B is sin 2B. Okay. People now bring the sin 2B to this left hand side. That will be minus sin 2B. Sin 2A minus sin 2B equals 0 now. Once I bring this sin 2B to this side, that will be minus sin 2B. On the right hand side now we have 0. Now take this 2A as C, 2B as D. Then here we have sin C minus sin B. Apply CD formula there. What is sin C minus sin D formula? 2 cos C plus D by 2 multiplied by sin C minus D by 2. Understand? Yeah. But 2 cos. First add these angles. 2A and 2B divided by 2. And sin C minus B. 2A minus 2B divided by 2 equals 0. Right. Even now these two you can take out from the same bracket itself and cancel down with these two, then these two, then these two you can cancel out. Here also the same way simplification can be done. Understood? Yeah. Then we have what people? 2 cos A plus B into sin A minus B equals 0. Right. People now in a quadratic equation, when you solve in your envelopes, if you have something like this, this multiplied by this product is 0, then you will have to take solutions. This says what? Either this is equal to 0 or this is equal to 0. Then we get x equals 1, x equals 2. Like that, people. This multiplied by this into 2. The product is 0. But obviously we know this 2 is not 0. Therefore, for this product, this into this to be 0, people. Definitely this product should be equal to 0. This implies cos A plus B times sin A minus B should be equal to 0. Then this says, people, either this is 0 or this is 0. Understood? People, A plus B is an angle. Cos angle is 0. Can someone tell me at what angle cosine becomes 0 first? When the angle is 90, no? Then this A plus B angle should be 90 for this cos A plus B to be 0. And this says what, people? A plus B is equal to 90 pi by 2, no? 90 means pi by 2. Sin A minus B is 0. People, sin angle, here A minus B is an angle. Sin angle 0. For sin angle to be 0, what should be that angle, people? Sin 0. If the angle is 0, its sin only 0. So therefore, here sin this angle to be 0, people, definitely this angle should be 0. Right? So therefore, we can write A minus B is 0. Now this gives us A equals B. People now. Now this triangle is related to what ABC triangle. ABC triangle. Here A, here B, here C. This angle A, this angle B, this angle C. Remember, A plus B, sum of the angles A and B is pi by 2, 90. If the sum of two angles of a triangle is 90, mean people, that triangle is what? Right angle triangle, no? Right? Sum of the two angles out of that tree is 90. Then the triangle is a right angle triangle. So therefore, this says, therefore, triangle is right angle. Or particle. A equals B means these two angles are equal. If these two angles are equal, mean people, the opposite sides are also equal. We know there's such theory available. The sides which are equal to, which are opposite to equal angles of a triangle are also equal. Then this A equals B mean people, triangle is an isosceles triangle. So therefore, O, right, isosceles. Isosceles triangle, right? This is how we can get answer. Okay. Right, we will count number 20 as the next. Take number 20, very easy one. Number 20. Shoot, number 20. Ask me what? In triangle ABC, if sine squared A plus sine squared B is equal to sine squared C. Sine squared C. Show that triangle is right angled. Show that triangle is right angled. Show that triangle is right angled. Yeah, me. Now try to get that out. Yeah, this is very easy one, I think. Yeah. What happened to 2? Yeah. The early question people are asking, what about these 2? I think like this people. Right. You are given this way, you know. Suppose here 2xy product is 0. In the earlier question asking what about this 2? Alright, people. 2 times x into y product is 0. I think like this. This 2 is multiplied with this xy. Answer is 0. Because when you multiply 2 and another number, if the answer is 0, then what should be that other number? Other number should be 0, no? This should be 0. Otherwise, 2 multiplied by this will be equal to 0. Then 2 times xy equals 0, people implies xy product is 0. For this xy product to be 0, people, what is the condition required? Like this, you can write, no? This 0 or this 0. This implies x equals 0 or y equals 0. Understand? Like that, people here. 2 is not equal to 0. Therefore, 2 into this product to be 0, definitely this product here should be 0. That means this is 0 or this is 0. That's what really happening there. Yeah. Here we go now. I can take this answer like this. Okay. I'm going to write by sine rule. By sine rule. I can write it. Sine A divided by A equals sine B divided by B equals sine C divided by C. This is equal to K. Then equate sine A by A to what is K. Use the cross multiplication. Sine A equals K. This divided by this equals K. Then sine B equals KB. This one sine C equals KC. This is absolutely for sine A. What is sine A, people? K, no. Then sine square A means K square A square. Now sine square A plus sine square B equals sine square C. No. Sine square A means what? Square of this K square A square. Sine square B, K square B square. Sine square C, K square C square. Now you know, people, left hand side we can take this K square out. That K square we can cancel out with this. Then we have what? A square plus B square is equal to C square. People, what do you understand by this relation? Yeah, ABC are the lengths of the sides of the triangle. The triangle is capital A is triangle. So that means, people, when I consider this way, ABC, the triangle, this angle is A, this angle is B, this angle is C, this side is equal A, this side is equal B, this side is equal C. Then according to this result, people, it says sum of the squares of this A and B is equal to C square. People, yeah, this is really what? The Pythagoras theorem, no, people. This is really Pythagoras theorem. What do you mean by the Pythagoras theorem? In a right angle triangle, hypotenuse perfect square is equal to sum of the squares of the other two sides. That kind of result only here we have, people. Then according to this situation, this condition, if it were triangle, this C should be what? The length of the hypotenuse. So therefore, this is regarding, people, this says, people, really the triangle is right angle. Here 90. Before that only we have length C. Each perfect square is equal to sum of the other two. Right? So therefore, we should have this angle is C, this angle as B, this angle as A. This is C. So therefore, people, this implies what? The triangle is right angle, because this says the triangle is obvious what, people? Pythagorean theorem. Right. So then we can write this implies ABC triangle is a right angled triangle. Right angle triangle. Right. Okay. People, now try to do some questions in this tutorial. Next day, people, I will give another tutorial, right? In that tutorial, I suppose discuss some more sums, including recent past paper sums. Understand? Recent past paper sums. Okay. Right. So now try all the questions in the tutorial. Now we have finished, people, all the theories in the trigonometry. If you can manage this all theories, people, then thereby you can, I think, work out the past paper sums. Now you can do the 2020 past paper question paper with this knowledge. Right, try them. If not, don't worry, people. Wait another 1 week. Next week we discuss some more sums, and thereafter try all the past paper sums. Understand? Okay. So now in the tutorial, people, some more questions available. Right. Try to do them as homework. In this tutorial, some questions available. right? And are you tired now, people? If not, shall we continue another half an hour? No response. No response, right? Okay, then next day I supposed to do the class till 12 o'clock, having 15 minutes break in the middle. Okay, right? I must do some questions. Right. If not, people, we can start class in the morning 8 o'clock. Right. Anyway, next week we will continue till 12 o'clock, having a break in the middle, and 12:15 also. Okay, no? Yeah. And now do some questions. Next day I do some questions, the tutorial plus I give you another tutorial, right? And then we come to past exams. So then, you know, in our seminar we did quadratic equation completely, including past paper discussions also. Like that, I do more sums under past papers also in this lesson too. Okay, right. And the quadratic equation lesson paper we supposed to do again in Wednesday evening class. Okay, right. That location I'll message you the date. Then join that class. Those who are unable to join my seminar series to cover up on the quadratic equation. And people, hereinafter, this is the way we do the class. Always we use the scheduled classes like this. Every month, once I schedule the class and you have to join. And I keep hereinafter your attendance, right? I mark your attendance also. If somebody needs the recording, people, I'm not going to put that recording sheet into the group. Individually, I give you the recording. In giving that, people, your email address, and you have to again register to get the recording. So your Gmail address I need. Using the Gmail address, I register you so that you can view the recording. And in that case, people, I have to up to view the recording. So therefore, that's another process. Because I give people freely more than 4 or 5 months to get the help of this class for all students. But some students, I noticed people, they join the class without any responsibility. They come to the class, sometimes they take the recording, and having like this is a spare class only they used. So my classes, people not like the spare classes, right? We have a good history, so therefore I don't like to be my classes. Okay, anyway, people, next day we meet. Okay, we'll continue this and then we'll win the game anyway in the future. Okay, people, now then everybody nice day, good week, and next week we meet. Before next week, people, at least 5-6 questions try to do yourself in the tutorial. And in the meantime, the same questions we did in the class so far, do as homework yourself alone, people, without looking at the book. And in addition to that, some more questions like 5-6 questions at least in the tutorial, try to get the answers. That's how people we improve our knowledge, and there we can develop more confidence. Without having a confidence, people, you can't go ahead. Understand? Math means, people, initially like this, little bit boring, right? Little bit boring at the beginning because of what you are not familiar with these things, people. But anyway, this is the time you have to give more effort, right? And people, if you pick up this occasion, I am sure that you will be the one great in the future to get a good A pass. Okay, people, then next week we meet. Nice day, nice week. Bye to everybody.